Hello everyone, I'm coming to you from a beautiful day in western Massachusetts. Perfect October day. Cold this morning, windows open this afternoon. So a few things to report. Last week after I recorded my Dollhouse diary for that day, I did finish sorting out and reorganizing my office. So I'm pretty happy with how it came out. For what I had to work with. I miss my rolling carts, to be honest. I kind of liked them, but I just didn't have the wall space to get them out of the way, and they were taking up too much room in this small multifunctional room. So they are down in the basement, and I'm not quite ready to give them away yet. I think that I will have use for them again in the future as you know, we go through the different phases in our house and rooms. You know, you have babies, and then you have little kids, and then you have big kids, and then you have teenagers, and then you have kids coming and going from college or moving out, moving back in, things like that. And as we go through different phases in our, excuse me, different phases in our house, I may end up in yet a different room in which I would be able to use those rolling carts. So I'm not quite ready to give them away. I'm not a person who hangs on to things too much. I like to get stuff out of the way. So I really enjoyed having the dumpster that was picked up on Wednesday. We had it for 7 or 8 days, and we were able to get rid of a lot of stuff. I don't like to keep a lot of clutter. And that's and that's a kind of a hard trait to have when you're into a hobby like miniature making, because you need a lot of stuff. Fortunately, you mostly need pretty small stuff. But let me take you on a quick look around the room. I'm going to warn you right now that it's messy because I'm in the process of sorting out some files. I just, you know, went through the mail for the week, paid the bills. So just, there's stuff on my desk, there's stuff on the floor. But let me show you overall how the room goes. So now when I walk in the room, I have this one box on the floor here. This is stuff that I either need to list or in my shop, or upgrade to list in my shop. So that's kind of a project box that's staying there. The floor really needs to be vacuumed, so just ignore that. These are being given away. A little pile of mending to deal with, you know, stuff like that. The dollhouse itself is a mess. The drawers have been sorted out. This drawer here is primary electrical stuff, a little bit of other stuff. This drawer is my little tiny bits and pieces of things that I use to make things. Lots of little dollhouse hardware, a doll kit. I'm hoping to put him together someday. The closet, this side, things didn't really change too much. I did clear out a few more things from there, but this side is a big change. And I'm pretty happy with all the shelves. Not happy with what's up there. I would like to sort that out and organize that a little bit better. But I kind of have run out of options for those things at the moment. Same things down here. Mainly what it is there's a project in the corner that I'd like to finish up and get out of this room. But it does mean that when I'm working at my desk, I'm getting up and coming over here quite often to get things that I need and go back to my desk. And maybe that's a little bit annoying, but also, to be honest, it's probably good for me because it, you know, gets me up on my feet and not hunched over my desk for hours on end. So I'm embracing the needing to move back and forth concept right now. This shelf is working out pretty well. I managed to get all of my inventory into these 4 cubes and my packing supplies into these two cubes. And then I just have the books on the bottom. The movies moved upstairs to a space that I had up there. I got rid of one of the organizers, the bigger organizer in the corner here. And I got rid of a lot of junk that was in there that I didn't need. This has been sorted out, streamlined, organized a little bit. So as I say, the desk is a mess because I have a number of things in process here. The filing cabinets, filing boxes, the 2 filing boxes that I have at the moment are living under the bed. And I've debated whether to keep them there or put them in one of these rolling bins, which actually has file hanging rack inside. Just can't decide which is going to be the most convenient, I guess. I don't get into these a lot, maybe 2-3 times a week, so it's not the end of the world to pull them out from under the bed. My main project for this week was to deal with the housekeeper's room in the hallway trim. So I emptied everything out of here, and I spent some time over a couple of days finishing off this raw edge right here. I just used scrap pieces of things that I had. This is not perfect at all. I don't love how this, you know, came out up here. I'm not really sure what else I could have done with it though. I mean, maybe I could have wrapped, you know, I couldn't have even wrapped the trim around all after because it's not the right size. So, I mean, I think it's okay. You know, it's all painted and it looks okay. I finally put the rail on the top of the wainscoting here, which is a project I had just kind of like put off and then forgotten about. And then I'd look at it once in a while and go, oh yeah, I need to do that. So that got done. I finished off my stair opening, and it would seem that that's not necessary because you'd think, well, the stairs are going to cover that up. But my stairs, because of the way I kit bashed my house, are actually going to come up here, and you get off the stairs right here. So this is going to stay visible. So I just put some nice clean wood on there and stained it to match the floor. I did make a little bit of a mess of my wallpaper in a couple of spots in here, trying so hard not to get paint on anything as I was touching up where I had put wood filler into all of the places where I had gaps and cracks and, you know, different things like that. But it's not horribly noticeable, and I think once you fill that room up with stuff, it's going to look just fine. So, not too unhappy with, I'm pretty happy with how things worked out in there. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to put everything back in there. I need to do a little touch up on the paint up here in the bathroom. I think that I don't need to do any wood fillers in there. I think the bathroom's okay. So then I'm going to move over, and this is where I shoved all the housekeeper's stuff for the moment while I was working in the other room, but I think this is the room I'm going to do next, which is going to be the older daughter's room. She's kind of said, I've had enough of being in the nursery, I'm moving upstairs, and this is going to be her little haven. And I love the pretty pink flowered wallpaper that I put in there. So it's going to be a mixture of things. I'm setting my dollhouse in the late 1920s, and meaning just that I'm not having anything past that date. Lots of things before that date, but nothing past that date. And my vision for her is that she's going to have this, you know, sweet, pretty girly room, but she's also going to be kind of trendy, I think. I'm planning to order her soon from Paolo Isera, who's an Italian doll maker on Etsy. Paola, I never get the name right. I think it's Paola Isera. And I'm probably still not pronouncing that correctly because I don't know Italian, but she has some lovely like late 1920s costumes and things in her gallery that I'm going to be taking a look at. She's also great if I just send her images of clothes, or you know, one of the dolls I sent. One of the dolls I had her do for me, I actually sent her screenshots from a movie and said I want a doll that looks like this. So she helped me pick out hairstyles and clothes and fabrics and things, and did the lady doll for the house to look like the mother in the original Cheaper by the Dozen movie. So I'm sure I've showed her to you before. So I'm excited about ordering one more doll from her. And then the remaining dolls that I will want to order for the dollhouse are children and a baby. And I really struggle with that. I have not yet bought any children dolls or baby dolls because I just can't seem to find ones that have nice faces. Like they just, I don't know why it's so hard to make a child's face that looks good. I mean, if I could spend $800 on a doll, I'm sure I could find a beautiful child doll for this dollhouse, but I'm not going to spend $800 on a doll. I don't live on that kind of budget. So so I'm just looking around. So if you've seen any beautiful doll faces, children's doll faces, anywhere, or baby doll faces, let me know. Okay. So I feel like I'm rambling on a bit. I'm working on another rug, trying to have, this is the back side of it, so it's not very pretty, but this one's in shades of green, kind of olive green, antique green. Put that in there. So I'm trying to have quite a few of these made up before Christmas. They're quite time consuming. I'm 6 hours plus into that one already, so they're not inexpensive items. But I'd like to have at least half a dozen. This would be my, I think my third or fourth one. I can't even remember now. To go into the shop. So I think I can get 3 or 4. If I could get 3 or 4 made before Christmas, that would be pretty good. And as far as the peacock, there's really not much to look at there. I've just been working on filling in this background here, so it's pretty boring right now, but I'm, just plugging away on it. Every once in a while, if I really can't stand looking at that ivory anymore, I go and do a little block of the color up here. Or I'll start doing some of these other colors maybe if I just need a break from the ivory. But it's getting there, and I still love that piece, and I think it's just going to really make a really nice focal point for the sitting room of the dollhouse. So I think that's everything that I have to report this week. I hope you've had some good dollhouse therapy in your past week, and hope you have some more good dollhouse therapy in the week ahead. Nice to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.